All right, folks, today we are going to be talking about case studies and stories, more specifically like moto stories. Welcome to our informative segment of Moto Talks with Mitch and Mel for the law firm of Proner and Proner. I'm your host, Mel McCoy. And as often as we can, we will sit down with the personal injury expert himself and writer, Mr. Mitch Proner, a personal injury attorney with over 30 years of experience, here to answer your questions or any interesting topics that you might find useful in your personal injury world. How you doing, Mitch?
I'm well. I'm well. So this is an interesting topic. I can tell you that I've been trying cases for over 30 years, and I've tried them all over. Uh, I've had cases in Michigan, Missouri, Pennsylvania, Florida, of course, New York and Connecticut, and I think I've tried as many motorcycle accident cases as any attorney on the planet. I've done motorcycle versus car, motorcycle versus truck, motorcycle versus bus, motorcycle versus motorcycle, roadway defect cases, roadway signage cases, exploding gas tanks, failure to retract kickstands, any type of motorcycle, motorcycle versus school bus. Um, and I've had that, believe it or not, several times. For some reason, that happens. But anyway, some cases, of course, stick out in my memory, and usually for um, their peculiar set of facts.
Yeah.
Um, Sometimes the rider comes with a peculiar background, and it's not just they're a motorcycle rider, but sometimes they have a unique background that makes it challenging to present them to a jury,
Okay.
like a criminal background.
Okay.
I won a case for a guy who um, had such a long list of criminal charges, and the judge ruled they were all admissible.
Mm.
Um, he shot five people. He kidnapped and locked somebody in his trunk. Pistol whipped somebody. Beat up two cops,
Mm.
and I won his case because the motorcycle accident was with a Comcast vehicle, had nothing to do with those. It was a big utility truck, and nothing to do with his criminal background. I persuaded the jury that. Um, but let's talk about a case today that um, was years ago
Okay.
in Riverhead, New York. My client was riding um, a 250cc scooter.
Okay.
It was like a large Vespa. And the Vespa, the scooter, wasn't licensed, wasn't insured, wasn't registered. The rider didn't have even a motorcycle endorsement. And on top of that, he had a lengthy criminal history. He One of the criminal charges against him was for burglarizing his mother's house.
Oh, wow.
And the judge ruled that all this came in. So this motorcyclist, he got into an accident with a tow truck. And the insurance carrier for the tow truck defended the case, saying the tow truck driver wasn't at fault. Basically, what they said was the tow truck wasn't even moving, that the tow truck was waiting to go into a driveway on a residential street, and the motorcyclist unexpectedly came down the block flying and crashed into the back. And
Okay.
that was their story. The motorcyclist, which was actually a scooter, he testified that he was going down the street and the tow truck was stationary, it wasn't moving. And as he was going past the tow truck unexpectedly backed into him.
Oh.
Now, obviously, different stories. So we tried the case. I tried the case. It was against a very experienced trial attorney for a big firm, named partner at one of the largest firms out here in Long Island. I'm at this point in my career where when I try a case, they don't put a rookie attorney against me. They know who I am. They know I win cases, and it's always against an experienced attorney from a major firm that they put up against me. Otherwise, they're not even going to bother showing up. And what I did was I actually brought the scooter into the courtroom.
Oh, wow.
And the judge permitted it, said no comment. We brought the scooter into the courtroom. And the jury got up out of the box and looked around the scooter. And what I said it showed was the floorboards on the left side of the scooter were bent inwards. I said, and even if courtroom, and what the scooter showed was that the side of the scooter, the floorboards were actually bent inwards.
Wow.
And I argued that you didn't have to be an accident reconstructionist and engineer to see that there was a sideward force that wouldn't come from the motorcycle moving forward, but could only come from the tow truck moving laterally. And the jury bought it and believed it, and we got 100% fault on the tow truck driver.
Wow.
So it was but it goes to show you, a lot of times they're going to try and say every motorcyclist is crazy.
Yeah.
And when the motorcyclist has a lengthy criminal background, they certainly use that, and the courts permit it. But with an experienced attorney and a verifiable story, you can still obtain justice.
Yeah.
And too many times there are too many lawyers out there that say, oh, I'll settle a motorcycle case because nobody likes motorcycles. Well, I came up trying motorcycle accident cases, and it needs to be explained to a jury that these are legal vehicles on the road.
Yep.
And they have rights. Now, when the vehicle is not legal because it's not registered and the driver's not licensed, then you have to take a different tactic. You have to say there are rules of the road. And collisions happen because motorists don't follow rules of the road.
Yep.
And you have to determine fault. And one of the laws is that judges actually instruct juries is a driver has an obligation to see what's there to be seen. That's right in the vehicle and traffic law. So if the driver of the car doesn't see the motorcycle, it's not the motorcyclist's fault. Because the motorcycle, by laws of physics, if it's there, it's to be seen. You can't, the idea that people say, oh, he came out of nowhere, that's not the laws of physics. Nothing can come out of nowhere. It's not a magic show, it's a road. And that's the law. So I think that's of course I could tell you another 200 stories, but I think that's a good one to end on today.
Yeah, and actually, before we go, you actually brought up a good point that I just realized too, is that I think a lot of people out there who don't ride motorcycles but are riding Vespas or other legal or other vehicles on there, that you got to realize that just because you're not riding a motorcycle doesn't mean you can't contact a motorcycle lawyer, right? As long as it's two wheels on the road, is there like a way of distinguishing that?
Well, I do car accident cases, truck accidents, bus accidents. It doesn't have to be a motorcycle. I've done medical malpractice. I've done pharmaceutical litigation. Um, I just happen to be a rider and have a unique experience and expertise in the area. But I've done all sorts of burn cases, fire cases, anything you could think of. So no, they can always get a free consultation with me. I'm an experienced trial lawyer, uh, but every case has its unique set of facts and different opportunities to present them so that you could win. The thing to look for is an attorney who's passionate and experienced and is willing to fight for you. Because if they're just looking to get a quick settlement, everybody wants a quick settlement.
Yeah.
I want a quick settlement on all my cases. But if the insurance carrier is looking to defend it or pay you less than you're entitled to, you need to have an attorney who's ready to fight. And that's one of the things that I bring to the legal community, is a known reputation for the ability to fight.
Amazing. And just as another note, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to have a 2000cc motorcycle. It could be a 250cc Vespa. Mitch is the guy for you to help fight for your cases. So, well, there you have it, folks. You heard it from the expert himself, Mitch Proner. And don't forget, if you need our help, as Mitch said, please give us a call at 24/7 at 1-800-321-1234, where consultations are free and confidential. Yeah, that'll do it for now. And if you are tuning in on our podcast or video broadcast, we really appreciate you taking the time. And please, if you haven't yet, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and of course, YouTube. Like, share, and please subscribe so you can get the latest updates. Well, I guess that'll do it for now, Mitch. Another great session of these Moto Talks with Mitch and Mel. And I really appreciate you taking your time today.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone for listening, and hopefully you found it informative. All the best.
Thank you, Mitch. We'll see you.
Thanks, Mel.